have Sapna ma'am here. Okay, so a little bit about Sapna ma'am. Ma'am, welcome to Zoko's launch event, and we're really glad to have you here. A little bit about her. Sapna ma'am is the founder and CEO of Ethereal Enterprises and is also an English confidence building coach and a published author. She is passionate and puts her creative approach to teach people verbal and non-verbal communication skills in English. She recently launched her book, With English, Be Distinguished. It is an interactive handbook for all of you who hesitate to speak English in a group of people. She is the creator of internationally licensed online course, Better English for a Professional Tomorrow. Her secret for exceptional English skills is she has made a habit of reading at least 10 pages each day. Wow, I mean, that is really a great habit. And I mean, me and all of you should have that habit of reading 10 pages every day. She's also on a mission to impact 1 million lives for 2022. So we're really glad to have you, Dr. Sapna, and it's really nice to have such an amazing person on the panel and looking for great insights from you. Over to you, ma'am. You can take it over. Thank you.
Hello, everyone, and hi, Janvi. Thank you for the introduction. I'm very happy to be associated with Zzoko, and it would be a pleasure to have this session with all the wonderful people here. Now, I would love all of you to just switch on your videos and let it be on for the rest of the session, which I have, because I love to look at the faces and talk to faces instead of just names. You would also love it, if I show my face and talk to you, look into your eyes, smile, see the reactions and all of it. So I would head on to my session, and here starts my timer. I don't want to overshoot this time. You know what my session is, do you? If you know what session I'm going to have, just put a thumbs up in the chat box while I share my screen. And if you don't know what my topic for today is, here is the topic. Mastering small talk. So how many of you are comfortable with small talk? Do you feel comfortable talking to people who are strangers? Sahana says, not really. Well, next question. You do know who introvert is and who an extrovert is. And if you don't know, I will give you an explanation for this. An introvert person is one who is very happy spending time with themselves. And an extrovert person likes to spend time with others. So their free time is more for others than with themselves. Now, you know yourself so well, don't you? Please put in the chat box, if you're an introvert, put I, and if you're an extrovert, put E. I can see I'm purely extrovert, I'm fully extrovert. All right, I, E, purely extrovert, all right. Can you explain again? If you like to spend your free time with yourself, then you're an introvert. If you like to spend your free time with others, then you're an extrovert. Okay, we have a neat balance of I and E rolling up. Thank you for your participation with this question. Let me move on to my session. Okay, so this is my introduction, author Sapna Narayan, and I have already been introduced, so there's not really much. The only thing which adds on that I love to watch beaches and also Netflix. I love going on to the beaches. And let me move on. So, how many of you feel that mastering small talk is important for your growth? And what is small talk? Small talk is any conversation which is not done to impress or give some information as such. No, small talk is just a conversation starter. The only aim it can have is to fill up the gaps, the awkward gaps which we have at a party or in a meeting, or just casual social connect with people. Or also they may help to initiate a conversation, or move on from just being strangers to getting to whatever important conversation you want to have, business conversation you want to have, or whatever it is. So small talk is a very it's kind of a gap, and it helps you to gauge what people are thinking, and you also get to know some bit about you, and it's kind of breaks the ice. It is important for nowadays. It is important nowadays. Small but not point. It's certainly not pointless, and it depends on that person and situation. But because I want to make new friends, but sometimes they think I'm crazy. But you just maybe. Let me go on to the next slide. What kind of growth, personal, professional, or both, can you have if you are good with your small talk? Can I have quick responses? I know I'm getting you to do a lot of things, but my sessions are always very interactive. You have to be there with me for me to be energized. Both. Okay. So when you say that, okay, there's so many people saying both, which means it is very important for your personal and professional growth. And we want all of it. Do you think that you can consciously master small talk? Yes or no? Quick Y or N. Do you think you can consciously master small talk? Yes. Oh, I love this audience. I love this set of people. They're so active, super active. Fantastic. So I can see all yeses here. Great. Let me go further. So it is a fact around the world, whichever language it may be, one needs to master the art of small talk. It's not just with English. I wouldn't say it's English just because I'm an English confidence building coach. Any language you would need to master the art of small talk to be relevant. So let me tell you one little case study. In one party, there is a group of people who are talking, and Sachin walks in there, and he says hello, and everyone just stares at him. Nobody actually responds to Sachin, and he feels very awkward. And there's another case where this girl, Kirti, she just joins the group, gives out her name and bubbles constantly is talking about herself for next 15 to 20 minutes, telling everything about her, what she feels, what she does. And the people are looking for ways to leave that group because she is talking too much. So where do you see yourself? Are you a S for Sachin? Are you a K for Kirti? Or you're neither, which is N? Quick ones. N, S, N. Okay, I'm getting to know you better. N. All right. Quickly, any more? Okay, I love the pizza thing in the middle. Right, so there are some of you who are S, some of you are N, but none of you are K here, what I see. So now, but nobody is just walking into a group and just jabbers off. Well, it's best if you are neither. Because if you're S for Sachin or K for Kirti, you are not really good in that group. So the trick to engage in an interesting conversation is to stop trying to be interesting. Instead, you should be interested in others. You know, that is what makes people happy about being with you. Because if you are only talking about yourself, they get bored. But if you are interested in them, if you ask them questions, or if you want to know what they're doing or how have they been, they would be really interested in, being with you in that group or talking another line. So now we get to the actual topic, which is 7 ways to start a conversation and not leave others burdened to take a lead or just try and extricate themselves from the group. So I'm going to give you 7 ways to start a conversation. And this conversation is going to be your small talk. These are 7 ways where you can have and begin a talk which is small, and then you can take it up and to a further more serious matter, or you can even go ahead and flirt, whatever. I mean, but you have to start the conversation somewhere. So how many of you can actually tell me what kind of topics you have, you can converse in, for small talk? I can give you an example. आज का मौसम कैसा है? How is it? What is the weather like? So weather is a favorite topic one picks up with strangers to start a conversation, to have small talk. Can you think of something else other than weather to start a conversation? Weather, food, oh yes. About themselves? No, Harsh, not about themselves. Hobbies, fantastic. Appearance, yeah. News, oh yes. Politics, where are you from? Okay, yeah, very good. Place, interests, yeah. Do you love traveling? Yeah, fantastic. Passion, oh great. We have so many topics here. So do you really think you need my help? All of you know everything. But nevertheless, I love this group because it is super active. Families, yes. So it has to be contextual. And oh, I get that compliment? Or was that just a way to start a conversation? Well, that's good. All right. So we have a nice long list here. So 7 ways to start a conversation. I'm going to give you some tips, and you can just pick it up from there and go ahead. And first one, first situation where and how you can start, how you can have small talk is you are in this together. What would that mean? When circumstances are not ideal, acknowledging a shared experience can soften the guard and get the conversation going. So imagine you're in a bus, you're traveling in a bus, and there has been a breakdown. What do? The wheels are, they're working on the wheels and getting the bus going. They're trying to get it done, and it doesn't happen in 5 minutes time. And you sit there talking to people. You can't do the talking, or in these days people just are busy on their phone, so they can just watch something on their phone, or they can just make a phone call and just be busy. But what if you have no network there? What would you do? I think the only thing I can think of is going to sleep, other than having a small talk. And there is no way that you will not talk to anyone, because the least what you want to know is, what is the problem? How long will it take for the problem to solve? So you ask your neighbor, do you think what the problem is? Or somebody is getting onto the bus, you ask, kitna time lagega? I mean, how long will it take to start the journey or the travel again? So you start that. This is how you start a conversation, and then if you would like, you can just continue. You might be feeling odd at a party, and at that party you may be because you're feeling odd, you are not joining into any of the groups, and there's someone else who is also feeling odd. And by just looking at the body language, you do understand that, okay, both of us are kind of feeling left out. So, what do? You just go to that person who's sitting alone and just ask, so, how are you? Are you enjoying the party? The person might just say, no, I think I'm getting bored here. And then you can say, yeah, even I'm getting bored. So what do you do? And this is how you start your conversation. This is how your small talk begins. Now, this is one situation. Can anyone just write one point on how can your just conversation go in either of these situations? The first sentence which you can break the ice with. Let's go get drinks or something. Okay, let's play Ludo at the party. All right, you have everything. You get free time with new people to make friends. Yeah, sing a song. I don't think a person who's feeling uncomfortable would actually go ahead and sing a song. Okay, team up. Yes, you would team up because you are in this together. And that is what builds your relationship with that particular person. And you feel comfortable. And then your conversation moves on and flows on. And it might just take any turn, which may or may not culminate into anything more than what you're expecting. So, point one is you're in this together, and the same kind of circumstance actually helps you. Coming to the second point, we have you can begin a conversation by by noticing something nice about someone. So a positive approach can get the conversation to a right start. So notice something nice and pleasant to say. Okay, and yeah, okay, so I have the wrong example here. The cut paste has not really helped me much. But I can come up with new example, and so can you. So what is the nice thing you can notice about somebody anywhere? Would you like to have water? Rukmini, actually, you are giving me as direct messages. You can actually put it on the group. What to say about a person who seems more of a pushover? You're asking me. We'll get to the question answer part, and that is where I'll take these questions. But right now, give me example when you notice something nice about someone. The appearance, yeah, and how the person behavior, their dressing sense. Yes, absolutely. The brand, the choice of brand, fantastic, Gagan. The choice of brand, you may be a fan of that brand and you can just say, oh I love your Gucci bag. And hey, you look smart. Yeah. So if you find something nice, or you have seen that person somewhere talk to someone, and you can just say, okay, I overheard you talking in that group, and I really feel what you were talking about there was making sense. It was really resonating with me. So what you're doing is you've noticed something nice, and you have actually started your conversation with that person on that good note. Third point, pay a compliment. Yeah, it's a great icebreaker, and who doesn't like a genuine compliment? Come on, you have to be really genuine about this. Why genuine? Because everyone can see the fakeness. If you don't feel that your dress is good, yeah, honesty, be honest. How and whatever you say, if you're honest, it'll take you a long way. And please don't fawn over and never get into creepy territorial compliments. You know what that means? You can say your dress is looking nice, you're looking beautiful, I love the way you speak, I love your hairstyle. But please don't become creepy and go beyond that. You can get creepier and creepiest also. Please avoid going to skin tones, and don't make that person uncomfortable, because that person is going to run away from you. Trust me, if they are not comfortable with you talking to them about personal things. Maybe you can go to the eyes. Yeah, you have beautiful eyes, but this is again on the verge of getting creepy and uncomfortable. You can say, oh, I've seen you on Facebook, or I follow you on Instagram, and I know you have written this and you've written that. My God, I'm sure the person would look like a stalker. Um, be very, very careful never to venture into the creepy zone. Be nice, give a good compliment, don't overdo. Very correct, absolutely right, Gagan. Don't overdo. They do know themselves pretty well. Yeah. And next, how would you start a conversation? Ask for an opinion. Again, don't ask for an opinion on something which has happened long time back. You are in a situation with a person, and that person is a stranger. So ask an opinion on something which is immediately relevant. Don't look irrelevant to anyone. And everyone likes it when their opinion matters. Show genuine interest. Like I said, you need to be genuine. You need to be yourself. Don't try to copy anyone else. You will just make a fool of yourself. So, yeah, example, would you recommend their tarot sessions? Somebody might just ask you after this session, somebody might just ask you, would you recommend Sapna Narayan's sessions? Or do you think that she's a good English confidence building coach? Now that's an opinion. So a few people here and plenty of people you know may just ask you this question. And that would be a relevant question because you're just stepping out of a session with me in a few minutes' time. So let it be something very relevant. You can even say, oh, do you think the points were right? Do you think we can use it to each other? So that is, you're asking for an opinion. Was the keynote relevant? Yeah. So these are immediate topics. So the moment the session gets over, these will be the relevant topics. You can ask anyone their opinion for. Let me just jump into the chat box. How will the other one know if we are commenting them? You see, if you're genuine, people know that you're genuine. How to counter back when your words make someone uncomfortable? Just say sorry and walk out. But remember, you are talking to a stranger. So don't venture into the areas which can make them uncomfortable. Be very cautious of the fact that you have to bring on something which is very general and one will not take offense to. So you have to give me an example, Harsh. Hey, do you think I'm well dressed? No, that's pretty cheesy. And if you're asking a boy, you're a boy, and if you're asking a boy, it's okay. Oh, yes, I'm going for an interview. Do I look okay? Don't say I'm well dressed. Tone it down a little bit. So you're stepping into an interview and you have somebody who's just come out or you is going to go just after you. Just ask, I'm looking okay. Do I look fine? It's all right. Yeah. And when you come out, the person may just ask you, how did your interview go? What did they ask? So the ice is broken. You have started your conversation. Your small talk has is launched, and you can just go ahead and ask any other question you would like to. Of course, don't be cheesy. Be very cautious about that till you become really good friends. And if you are talking to somebody of the other gender, you have to be extra cautious of what you start your conversation with. Let me go to the next one. You can offer help. There's no better way to show that you're nice. If you help someone, why would you help someone? You would help someone only because that someone is in trouble. It can be some kind of trouble. So you can offer help and the person will be more than grateful. And after, say, you take the help, the person might just ask you, so what's your name? Thank you so much. What's your name? What do you do? Where do you go? You might just exchange numbers and there it goes. You can take that conversation anywhere you like. It can, you can have a personal growth or you may have a professional growth. You might just collaborate with that person. You might just get a job with that person. anything. But this small talk is like, when you offer help, you have an upper hand, and people are grateful to you. So, but help when you can and just go ahead. So example, like somebody is walking on the road somewhere, and they are looking pretty lost, and you're having a walk in your colony, in your township, in your city, and you're aware of all the roads and where the buildings are and which block is where and all of that. You are very aware of it. And somebody is really looking lost there, you've seen them taking rounds, trying to figure out an address. So you can just offer them help. You seem lost, can I help you? Which address are you looking for? So just don't go like, strong on them, like, hello, what are you doing? Why are you're going around here so much? Police ko bulao. So don't go there. Please ascertain first that the person is actually looking for an address and not fooling around on the roads that you frequent. Um, Looks like you have a flat tire. Yeah, we've seen this in the movies so many times, and the hero jumps in and helps, and then they go around singing around trees, and the movie moves on. So if someone is having a flat tire, and if you offer help, they will be more than happy to they would be more than happy to take your help, if you look really good to them, and you look genuine, and you don't intimidate them. Give someone lift in a car, and when driving, do small talk and get number. No, your focus should not be to get number. We are Our focus here is small talk. So you just have a conversation which is not really taking you anywhere, but can take you. Hey, are you in trouble? Can I help you? Very good, Tanushri. That's a very good example. If a person is in trouble, they would love to get some help from you. No, to be friends only. No, no, no. Whatever your intention is, the moment you ask the number, you don't look like only friends. Or maybe it may be okay for the younger generation today. I wouldn't know that. But for sure, um, because you have helped that person, the person is not going to hesitate giving you the number. If within that period of time you have garnered enough confidence, and you have established your credibility, exchanging numbers can will not be a big issue ever. So go ahead, offer help. You can offer help to, very young children. You can offer help to women, girls. You can offer help to men if they really need it. You can offer help to people who are specially abled. You can help old people. Suppose you're going in a train, you can offer them your seat, and you wouldn't know who that person is, what contacts that person has. So go ahead, offer help when you can. Never hesitate, because small talk is really not small. It can take you places. It can take you places. You will not know an opportunity that you have lost by not offering help to somebody at a particular time. Let's go to the next one. Look for common ground. So when you are at a function where everyone has a similar background, so if you have, a party of policemen, so you know what to do, you know what to talk. So you pick up a topic which is relevant to them. Okay, so touching on common grounds builds immediate interest. They would be interested in you and what you're talking about. So there may be a case that they have been handling and you've heard on TV. So if you just ask them their opinion, they would be more than happy to give you their opinion on the topic. And likewise, you have many other common grounds where you're at a wedding. You have your family there. So what do people do at the wedding? They have fun. They also do matchmaking. So yeah, all aunties and families, they do matchmaking at at weddings. So yeah, if you're looking for something like that, you can very well start the conversation. And maybe you can say that I have a friend who, is interested in getting married, and maybe you look like a good match. Why don't you connect? Or something of that sort. I'm just giving you examples. And yes, which year did you pass out of school? So if somebody says that I am from XYZ school and you have passed out from that XYZ school, don't you get interested? You are supremely interested. You want to know more. The conversation has taken off. You would certainly ask, so which batch? And then you will start taking names of people of that batch or some batches which you can relate to, and they would answer. So you don't have close-ended questions. Close-ended questions, do you understand what that means? Close-ended questions are questions which, just like professor, what would that mean? Yeah, some professors also, you would know them and they would ask, yeah, they know them. Okay. When you go for study into the other country and someone belongs, yes, yeah. So suppose you've gone to US to study and you find somebody speaking in Hindi. Yeah. Can you imagine the kind of feeling which will rush into you? You will be connected to that person immediately. You might later on find out that that person is from Pakistan, doesn't matter. As long as that person is talking in Hindi, you would connect. And like how? So you might just, okay, so where do you stay? Let's go for a drink. Let's go for dinner. And why don't you come over? Let's go for a movie. This is how your conversation is going to go and your relationship is going to build. So your personal relation will certainly build, but you never know. Your professional growth is also hinged there. You can never be sure where your small talk can take you. The way he started the talk with the inspector. Okay. So, yeah. So, okay. And then suppose on the train or at the airport, you're talking to someone and they, or actually just at an interview, if you meet someone who's sitting next to you, you're saying, hi, where are you from? And they say, I'm from Delhi, and you're sitting probably in Bombay, and you've come there for the interview. And you simply ask the person, where are you from? And they say they are from Delhi, and you do know Delhi pretty well. Although you don't live there, but your next question would be, where in Delhi do you live? And you'll try to figure out whether you know the place, and then you might just get some chacha, mama, bhanja, bhatija, friend, some more connection, and your conversation just rolls on. So this is how anything rolls on. The seventh and my the last point which I want to give you is ask for help or information. Asking for opinion, help, or guidance makes one feel helpful. Everybody likes to feel good about this. Have you been in a situation where you've asked people for directions or information? Please type in the chat box if you have. Yeah. Hey, do you know where is that company? Yes. So I guess each one of us have come across this situation wherein we have had to ask an opinion or help or guidance from someone. And what would it be like? I mean, what would you remember? What did you ask help for, or guidance or opinion for from someone? Maybe you're buying a TV, and or you're buying a bike and somebody has that bike. You would just ask the person for their opinion, asking them, what do you feel about the bike? Is it good? Kitna mileage deti hai? With the petrol prices, the fuel prices hitting the roof, you would ask, kitna mileage deti hai? How much do you actually spend on the service of this? Why did you buy it? Oh yes, Of course, Manpreet, such a, yes, very apt. While buying, not taking, while buying a new mobile, you would want to know the features. And if anybody has that mobile, you would want to know how it actually functions. So whatever you, if you're interested in a camera or you're interested more on the space, the memory, you would ask them specific questions. Yeah, you would ask specific questions and based on. So suppose if you're going to buy the latest version of Apple, it is mighty expensive. You're not going to blindly go and buy that iPhone, would you? You would ask opinion. You would ask help. You would take guidance, whatever you may call it, from people who already have it. And yeah, if they bought something you're interested in, just ask them their review. Yes, of course. If you're buying a course, oh, my book is out. So people would ask each other, what do you think about the book? Should we go and buy the book? And don't forget the movies, universities, of course. So university, when you're going for placement, you would ask people. If you're going for a movie, you would tell people, go ahead, watch the movie. It was fantastic. I loved Three Idiots. It's a movie which you should not miss. Zindagi Na Milegi Dobara. Go ahead, watch it. So people might just ask you that, and you might go and ask people. I have done that for sure. I hate to walk into movie hall without some reviews from people because it feels like a punishment to me if I have to sit through that movie, all through. And what about when you're traveling abroad? When you're traveling abroad, suppose you're going to Paris, you would ask anybody around you who's been to Paris. You would ask, okay, so where did you stay? Where did you put up? And where did you eat? Do you get Indian food? Where can we find Indian food? How much would it cost? You are traveling to Bangkok, Phuket. You would ask questions. Okay, so where can we shop? Where would you find the cheapest shops and things like that? So it is inevitable that there has to be a situation in your life where either you are asking or you are giving help. Also about place review for the next tour plan. Also for the event manager or your tour guide, you would ask people. So, but make sure that whenever you are asking for help or information, make sure that you don't embarrass the person. You ask a person who is in a position to help you. Now, how can you embarrass someone? So you have this officer in the company, and then that person does not is a big officer, fine, but standing out of the company, you feel that that person is really really big and very influential in the company. So you say, मेरे ना भाई को जॉब लगा दीजिए आप अपने कंपनी में. You are embarrassing that person. Why? Simply because he is not in a position to give job to your brother. So make sure if you are asking for help, make sure that that person is in a position to help you. Don't embarrass them at all. And what about getting married? Anyone gets married, ये लड़का है, वो लड़की है, and there is a whole lot of family members going around asking opinion of people around you. Anyone who has touched their lives. You want to know the actual person. So important. So all that research happens. Okay, the example here which I have given is, could you tell me the app you use to schedule your calls? Yeah, so someone like me who schedules calls, I always use my calendar. The my entire day is in my calendar, and if I really need to take a call, or if somebody says, should I call you today, or I'll call you later, it cannot be like that. It has to be on my calendar, because otherwise there's a big clash and confusion. So the person might just ask me, could you tell me which app do you use to schedule your calls? Hey, do you know any mechanic around here? Of course, You're driving down and your car has broken down. What do? रास्ते में कोई भी साइकिल वाला जा रहा है, you would stop and ask the person, is there a mechanic shop around here? You are hungry, you'll ask for a restaurant. You would ask for how the restaurant is. If you are going to a new place for a special, to celebrate a special occasion, you would ask people. And what's the other example I've written here? Where can I find the shuttle bus? Yeah, of course. So if you are a car person, you probably don't know the the schedule of the buses around, and when you actually have to take the bus, you would really need to ask people where you can find it. So okay, so those were the 7 points which you can look into to have a small talk or to start a small talk. Just delve into it, pick any of it, don't make a fool of yourself. And now when the conversation has actually started, go ahead, keep it flowing and don't make horrendous assumptions. Now, would you know where you can make horrendous assumptions to start a small talk? Can any one of you come up with an example? If you can't, then I will give you an example of my own where people have made horrendous assumptions in their small talk. And why I am bringing this up is because I don't want you to make any of these assumptions. All right, so I don't see the chat box really buzzing on this question. Hey, do you know where I get free pizzas? First, join Zzoko. Okay. Right. So you make horrendous assumptions when you are watching a program and offering someone a cigarette. All right, yeah, you make a horrendous. Yeah, it's not that bad that person can just say no. Let me give you a situation where you can make this kind of a problematic situation for yourself. You can embarrass yourself. So you're watching a program, you're watching a play, and the actors are acting and they are doing their thing. And you and your friends are just standing in the crowd and trying to enjoy it. And you just make a small talk with the person who's standing next to you and say, hey, isn't that girl hot on the stage? Or you can just say, I haven't seen a worse actor than that lady on the stage. And eventually you find out that the person who you just try to have a small talk happens to be her husband. Yeah. Or that you made a comment that that girl is looking hot on the stage, that the person happens to be the father. So you are making an assumption that everyone there in public is not connected to the person there. Or telling someone he looks okay, yeah, he's looking bad in public. A group is discussing something important. You go and talk on other topics without knowing the topic. You actually make an assumption that you know it all, but you don't. So you make a horrible situation for yourself. Don't embarrass yourself. Try never to do that. So this brings me to the end of my presentation. Good luck, happy conversing, be confident and comfortable. I really hope the session added some value. I would be open to question and answer. This is Sapna Narayan, your English confidence building coach, and I will stop sharing my screen. And I would love to take questions from you, if you have any. This is the very happiest conversation online meeting I ever have. Thank you, Sanket. That's wonderful. Oh, it's an hour. It seems like it just started. Wow, that is a huge compliment for my session. Lovely. I take it as a compliment and I believe that you enjoyed it. And I really hope that you found value for people who are introverts who find it very, very difficult, can't you continue because it's really enjoying? Okay. It was beautiful session. Didn't feel the time passed. That was because you were participating with me, you know. Really enjoyable. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. I love this buzzing chat box. I love these people who have addressed. They are so active. And it is always enjoyable for us to take sessions where people are actually interacting with you. How to stop the talk without hurting the person? You mean the conversation? All right, you can just say, oh, I just have to make a call. Let me get back to you. Okay, you can say that, or you can just say, can I get you a drink? And or you can just say, nature's called, sorry, can I just come back to you? And you can just go and not come back. So it's all right. It's all right. The person will get the hint. You really don't have to spell it out. Most welcome, Tanushri, Sanket, Ronnie, Montek. You all have been wonderful. Harsh. Yeah, I remember. If there is a girls group, how can I ask them and talk? How can you get into the conversation? And you want to talk to one girl, or you're interested in all the girls there? Sanket. Okay, so you want to be a part of the girl conversation, then you really have to be charming and suave. So what would you do? You go, hi girls, why you're looking so pretty, all of you. मैं किस से बात करूं? How can I, decide who do I talk to first? You can just be humorous, and you can and girls always like somebody who's humorous, who can give them a good laugh. Hello, there is a sale going on. Sanket, yeah. And what do you think? They're going to rush? They're going to rush for the sale and not talk to you. So I don't think this is really going to work for you. What do you say, Janvi? Would it work? No.
No, absolutely not.
It wouldn't. Okay. Hi, girls. This group seems to be attracting people. Okay. Don't say attracting people. Hi, girls. This group seems to be the prettiest group around here. All girls love compliments. Trust me. Any compliment, and you have, but just don't be cheesy. The more witty you are, the more humorous you are, the more attention you get. So you will have to really practice on that. Now, I'm not going to teach you flirting skills, although you need to start with a small talk and then you can step into the flirting one. So maybe sometime later, I will teach you how to flirt well. That is also part of communication and English communication. Ma'am, being an introvert, I don't really like sharing my things or feelings. So when someone asks me about me, I feel uncomfortable. How should I overcome that? So Vanilla, very good question. You are an introvert. When you are an introvert does not mean that you don't talk. You do talk. Um, you are uncomfortable because you've not decided what you want people to know about you. So just jot down, some 2, 3 points and be prepared with it. So you will not have to think on the spot, and you're prepared with it, because anywhere you go, people might just ask you, so what do you do? What are you doing? How are you feeling? Things like that. Probably I have answered your question, Vanilla. Let me know. Where can I get your book, or how can I join your webinar in future? Sanket, my book is on Amazon and Flipkart. You can find it there. And how can I join? I'm on Zzoko. I will be on Zzoko, and I'm there in every other social media for sure. Thank you. Most welcome, Vanilla. I'm glad I could add value, and let me know if you can, if you've tried the little smart trick which I just gave you. Just be prepared. It's nothing beats being prepared. Nothing beats it. And practice. Amazing. If you're an introvert, you need to be prepared and you need to practice, and it's going to take you a long, long way. And if we do not have any other question, I think we can move to Janvi, and we are on time. I have not really overshot, so I still have 2.5 minutes to go. What say, Janvi?
Thank you, ma'am. That's really sweet for you to
I
complete
started
it before time.
I keep a timer in front of me most of the time. You know, I talk and start conversation, but other people, other person, they start to fear. Why, Sanket? So probably you have to lower your volume and put a smile on your face, look approachable, and talk something which they would like, which is of their interest and not of your interest. Please, it's not about you. Small talk becomes only about you after the small talk is over. Initially, you have to be interested in others, and that is where they'll warm up to you. So, okay, Janvi, let's give another 30 seconds for any other questions to roll in. Why don't you just switch on your videos for a minute? I would love to see you. It makes me happy to see faces. See, Janvi is looking so pretty as she smiles. And more smiling faces would make me smile more. Smile is always contagious. All right, so Janvi, I think we are at the end of the session. The question answer session is also taken care of. And should I move
Yes, ma'am.
the
We have,
session on to Janvi?
yeah, we have people who started the video for you. There was Rashmi,
So
there was Ronnie,
nice.
Bharat.
So sweet, Bharat. Hi, Bharat. I think we spoke yesterday on Clubhouse. Ronnie, hi. Thank you so much for switching on your video. Makes me feel happy to see faces and eyes. Manjeet, thank you so much. Wow, Ujjwal Agarwal, we just spoke. Great, fantastic. Thank you, everyone, for being so kind to me. And yes, Sajad, thank you. Thank you. You all have honored my request. I'm indebted. Thank you so much. Love this session. And over to you, Janvi. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. And thank you, everybody, for taking her request and starting the videos on. That's really sweet of all of you. And ma'am, thank you so much for sparing time and coming and sharing your points. It's always great to hear from you, be it Clubhouse, be it Zoom app. It is very knowledgeable. And I'm sure all of these people are going to come here for more sessions. You all have been asking in the chat box of how you all can take sessions from her.